Hello and welcome to my channel. I picked up this cheap ghost trap online from the movie Ghostbusters, and it's sold by a company called Disguise, which to me implies it's supposed to be part of a costume. It's also marked up for the ages of 6 and up, so it's very safe. Once I've set it free from its restraints, I can have a closer look. Right off the bat it's very light and it appears to be the accurate size. This is pretty much an all-in-one moulding with very few screws. Nothing turns, nothing opens, nothing moves. So it's basically designed to be carried with a costume. Now I think we can make it look a little bit better. Now I'm not talking about fully kitted out with lights, sound and smoke, but more like spending an hour with it and trying to make it look more like its movie counterpart. Although the wheels don't work, it does slide, so I'll give it that. On this hazard area there's supposed to be a pair of doors which open, and all we've got is one solid block. Since we can't make it open without destroying the prop, we're going to create the illusion that it has a door. So I'll find the centre point and mark it along. Then using some masking tape, I'll mark off a small gap. Try my best not to damage the tape. I use a small sanding stick to try and scrape off some of the paint. Then using some black paint, I can paint on the line where the opening should be. And providing nobody gets too close, it should look the part. And once it's had time to dry, the masking tape can be removed. Then you can apply the sanding stick very gently to remove any overspills. It doesn't matter if you cause any damage because we will be aging it up later. Next we need to mask off all the silver areas. Since they look more grey than silver, we need to rectify that. This is a long and painstaking process, but it's always worth it in the end. I also need to protect some of the items within the spray zone, including the knobs and switches. And once all the tape has been applied, it should look something like this. It doesn't have to be neat, it just has a job to do. I'm going to take this to my spray booth and apply some silver paint, and this should really make a big difference. After leaving it overnight to dry, I can remove all the masking tape. Just look at all those neat edges. You can also see how nice the silver paint looks as well. Thankfully all the areas within the spray zone have retained their original colours, although I have got a little bit of silver overspray in a couple of areas. Once again, it isn't too big of a deal, as once again I will be aging everything up in a little while. I can remove this paint with a few light passes of a wet sponge, and any scratches will only add to the aesthetic. I do have a little bit of clean-up work to do on the buttons and switches, so all I need is some black paint and a fine brush. If you wanted to, you can replace all the items at this end with switches to make it look like the real thing. This block at the end is supposed to light up, so I'm going to imitate that by base coating it white and painting yellow on top of it. Once again, there's nothing stopping you putting electronics in if you feel like you can do it. Using a silver sharpie, I started on some wear and tear. As I drag it across a few of the edges, make it like some of the paint chipped off. And this really does help sell the illusion that this is a metal prop. I also add the same detail onto any of the fake screw heads, plus any of the areas that can be removed or knocked. For the next step I need to add some dirt, and for this I use watered down brown shoe polish and literally apply it everywhere. Then using a tissue I dab a lot of it off, so all that's left are either trace amounts or areas which are hard to reach. I repeat the same process on all the sides. Since a large portion of this prop is black, I didn't see any point in using black shoe polish, because it would be very hard to see. Once I've completed the final side, I put it to one side to let it dry, because we are imitating dirt which has been left dried on here for days, weeks or months, because I don't recall seeing a single Ghostbuster clean any of the traps. For the final step, I want to add some areas which have been freshly chipped, and therefore not obscured by the dirt and grime. And for this, I've added some rub and buff on my finger, and you can see just how easy it is to apply to the edges, and I also made sure to apply some to the screw heads. So there we have it, we have one completed ghost trap. So not including drying time, this did take me about an hour to do, and what a difference it makes compared to when you first get it out of the packaging. Like I said earlier in the video, there's nothing stopping you from going the whole hog and making this look identical to the real prop. All I'm showing you is that little bit of time can make a big difference, and at the end of the day it no longer looks like a cheap plastic toy. which is exactly what we were going for with this project. Thank you for watching. Don't forget, if I can do it, so can you.